Hello, and welcome to another edition of Social News Interviews. And my name is Eric Christopher, affectionately known as E-Rock. And today I'm excited to have an incredible guest who's going to discuss some of the things that are happening in the world of social media. With so many people engaged in social media these days, businesses are forced to have to find creative ways and consistent ways to reach out to their customers, to help to find new customers. And so we reached out to an expert in the field and someone who's developed an amazing solution to help entrepreneurs, companies, and business owners manage and market their companies via various social media channels. So I'm super excited to have none other than Mr. Gilad Salamander, CEO of eClincher, with us here today. Hi, Gilad. How are you?
Hi, Chris. Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So tell us a little bit about eClincher. How did you come up with the company? How did you come up with the name?
That's an interesting question. Yeah. So all the new names for startups in general are a combination of letters and words that not really mean anything. So we really wanted to find something with a meaning. And so the word clinch, that's something that really helps a customer to win in their social media marketing activities. And so we thought this would be an appropriate name to use the word clinch or clincher. The word clincher was taken, of course, so we had to use the eClincher, which is still great. It's electronic, it's software, so it makes total sense.
Awesome. Well, so thanks for sharing that. And so with that, what made you decide to start the company? What was the genesis? What was the initiative that caused you to want to go and start your company?
Basically, we saw a disconnect between social media being used by consumers versus businesses. So social media really designed for consumers to provide updates, to post, to publish images, photos, updates with their family and friends. And businesses, really, it's a different use case. Businesses wanted to, first of all, reach out to as many consumers out there or potential customers out there. They want to provide updates. They want to use it for campaigns, and of course attract users or potential customers to their website and their services. The problem was that they need something to manage that. Those are a lot of different activities with multiple social networks. So it's just very difficult and time-consuming to try to log in to Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google+, Instagram, and so on. And every 6 months or so, if a new network is coming out, the business has to learn and adapt to that. So that's again require resources and time. So when we spoke to a lot of business owners and marketers, they all told us social media, it's a big headache, it's a problem, and looking for a better solution out there to really help them with managing that activities. So that's how eClincher really came about. We wanted to create a software that combine all the social networks into one place and allow them to do as much as possible to stay within one system, one ecosystem. So that's what we did. We've been working on this for a few years, working closely with customers. And now we can finally say, based on customer feedback and testimonials, people are extremely happy. And in many cases, they will say, your tool is like combining all your competitors in one tool. So that's really great to hear, after, some time, obviously developing this. Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing. So, and it's amazing that you're getting such positive feedback from your customer base. So honestly, today, it's not enough to be a company where, you're out to just make a profit in the bottom dollar. Today, it's a lot more about having core mission values, core values to grow your company, to make sure that people are, know what your mission is. So can you share with us and our viewers, what your company's mission is and maybe some of your top core values?
Yes, of course. So our core values are really transparency, complete transparency, I would say, communication, with our customers and really creating value for our customers. That's really the core, and that's what we're trying to do here at eClincher. And that all comes with talking to customers, users, understanding their pain point, their needs, and continuously evolving and developing new features to support that and to help them with their management of social media marketing.
Awesome. So obviously, it's a really competitive world in the social media realm. A lot of companies are trying to target different types of consumers. What would you say eClincher, their target market is as far as who you're trying to empower, who you're trying to help with social media?
Yeah, so it's a great question. So social media, you can really see how it's penetrating to different verticals, different markets. So I would say today, it's amazing to see that even restaurants, local, local shops, big businesses, small businesses, everyone really, they feel the need to jump into social media to communicate with their customers. And so for us, in terms of target users, it's really anywhere from the small business, medium-sized businesses to the large corporation, agencies, marketers, and active individuals, bloggers, musicians, artists. All of those people are a great fit for our product. It's just we designed the product to work with not the sophisticated, savvy user, really the simple interface, easy to use, and all the way to helping agencies, which really managing dozens of customers, and they need something as well to manage all of those brands and customers. Yeah, so it's multiple verticals. As I said before, marketers, businesses of all sizes.
And with that said, obviously empowering lots of different verticals, niches, a lot of time can be spent and invested into social media, promotion, publication, syndication. Based on your experience, let's just say, without using any kind of softwares or tools, or maybe even with some other tools that are out in the marketplace, what would your best guess be on how much time people, or what does this research show, how much time businesses on average are spending managing social media accounts every single week?
Yeah, so businesses on average, they spend 12 hours a week managing their social media presence. So that's a lot of hours. I mean that's a day and a half essentially. With our tool, what we're trying to do and help businesses, in most cases, we're able to save them as much as 50% of that time, which is great. So the tool is really efficient, is really precise in getting into everything with the inbox, with publishing, with scheduling, creating and composing creative posts and updates. All of those tools that are integrated into the eClincher product are really helping businesses to save a lot of time and resources as well to achieve all of that very quickly and efficiently.
So what you're saying is that if a small business company, enterprise company is investing, anywhere from 10 to 20 hours a week to manage and promote their social media accounts, you're saying if a company or a user or a customer of your software, eClincher, decides that they want to be able to save maybe more time on managing those things, but still be even more effective in their social media promotion, that your software, if they invest some time to get everything kind of set up in place, you're saying that people can literally save maybe almost like, I don't know, maybe like a day of work?
Yes, absolutely. Just think about that. If you have a Twitter account and Facebook account, and you need to log into each one of those throughout the day multiple times, view the messages, comments. If somebody said something negative about your brand, your company, you need to respond to that. So it's really, with our tool, it just, everything comes very easy. All the information is right there in front of you. So we're really taking care of the publishing needs, and you can schedule it for the entire week or month, or even automate that process entirely. You can also look at your inbox and respond to people. So really making that connection between publishing and engagement with live feeds and inbox, that's the great thing about the tool, and this is how you're going to save the time by having all that information in front of you and accessible at any given time, from a mobile to desktop, iPad or tablet. So it's a cross-platform product, which again, you don't need to log in to Facebook, to Google+, LinkedIn, Twitter accounts, and in some cases multiple Twitter accounts. Everything is combined into one ecosystem.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that, Mr. Salamander. And if you're just joining us, you're watching another edition of Social News Interviews. We're interviewing the CEO of eClincher, eClincher.com. And it's a fantastic social media management and marketing tool that's saving entrepreneurs and business owners hours of time every single week. So with that said, Mr. Salamander, with the prevalence of social media today, there's lots of different people espousing different strategies, different methodologies of promoting companies and businesses. In your experience, do you have any specific strategic recommendations that you might be able to make for anybody watching today's show?
Yes, I think with obviously with the world of startups and technology evolving so fast, mobile, SaaS, software as a service, cloud services, we tend to come up with a great idea, we rush, we develop a product, and then we go to market. We spend a lot of time and effort and money to get to the market, just to find out that the end user really it's not addressing the pain point, it's not really helping the end user, or entirely just not happy with the product, how it came out. So I think what's important here, and this is, I think it's good advice to any entrepreneur or startup out there, really connect with your end user, understand their pain point, go talk to them ahead of time before development, and your customers, your potential customers, they're going to tell you what they need. And then from there, once you're inside the product and talking to customers continuously, you can come up with great ideas, even things that that your customers did not think of, and so that's how your product going to continue to evolve and become more differentiated and better product. But the core of it, it's always going to address the problem because you're connecting with that end user. And then the last thing, of course, execute. So you connect with the end user, you can build a great product, and now you need to execute, which is go to market and brand, create a brand, and so on. So that's my advice to young entrepreneurs out there.
Well, awesome. So as the CEO of a social media marketing tool and management system, what are some of the biggest mistakes that you see being made in the world of social media?
So it's very interesting. So you see mistakes, if you call it mistakes. I think everyone in terms of the business world, they all understand they need to jump into social media. They need to do something about it. It has to be part of their strategy, their marketing strategy. So a lot of businesses out there really they jump into publishing. They post updates. Some of them, they bombard the Twitter and they publish a lot. Some of them doing that on Facebook, Google+, and other channels. But it's not just about publishing. So social media is about engagement. So if you publish, right, you will want to your audience, your target users, to really read your posts, your updates, and then make contact with you, make comment, maybe click on like or follow you. So it's really important to engage with your users, not just publish and post. And that's where our system come into play, because it's really connecting those two worlds together, the publishing and the engagement. Publishing, obviously, it's this ability to schedule a post for the entire week in order to save time for the business, which is a different use case than a consumer. And then the engagement part is once they respond back to you, you published a great blog, and now people reading it and they're responding to you. You need to create that connection. You need to thank them for following you, thank them for liking your post, and so on. And this connection that is being created between, call it the consumers or your target users. That's really what's eventually going to translate into a customer, long-term customer for you, as your brand is being recognized, publishing interesting material, relevant material. And so creating that engagement connection with live feeds and inbox, that's something that businesses or users, that's what they need, and making that connection between publishing and engagement. So that's important. Yeah, in addition to that, analytics is also important. So you obviously want to look at the ROI, and you want to see, okay, you published 10 posts this week. How many clicks, how many views, what's the ROI for that publishing, and this is how you can measure and set goals for yourself in order to improve your effort on social media.
Well, fantastic. So obviously in the world of social media, as it's, exploded over the last few years, a lot of companies and startups have occurred as far as trying to win provide software for entrepreneurs and companies in order to manage their social media accounts and their social media presence. So how would you say that eClincher is able to define itself as a superior product or solution, or how would you say you differentiate versus other companies such as maybe Hootsuite or Sprout Social?
Great. So that's a great question, and we're getting wonderful testimonials from people, and even if you tweet or search for the name eClincher, you'll see some of the people saying out there how eClincher really combines the Sprout Social, Hootsuite, Buffer, and so on. So what we're trying to do is to build a very simple and complete solution that will allow you to take care of all your needs with social media marketing within one system, one tool. And I think a lot of the tools out there, they have their advantages and their strength in certain areas, but none of them are really complete. And there's just different use cases. For example, if you compose a new message, you want to be able to be creative with your message. Maybe you need an image. Maybe you need to edit that image. Maybe you want to shorten the link and put a Google campaign behind it so you can measure how many clicks on that link. So there's a lot of things, details that are needed and required for really building a complete solution for social media management. And that's the core differentiator for us between eClincher and the rest of the folks out there. And that's the feedback we're getting from our customers. Simple product, simple, easy to use, complete solution. And then we have some unique features like the auto posting, which our competitors simply don't have, and so that's a great feature. Auto post, essentially allowing you to manage content, let's say hundreds of posts, into one queue or multiple queues, and then automate that process, the publishing process, on a regular basis, without you, the user, have to log in and click publish or schedule it for a Tuesday at 6 p.m. It will just go at that particular time, fully automated.
So is that one of the things that you would say is that really is, like you said, is not only a key differentiator, but one of the unique benefits that companies are able to take advantage of and time savings every week is the auto posting feature? So that kind of sounds intriguing. Marketing automation is a huge trending, element of the growth of companies in order to save time. So obviously it might be hard for some of the people to visualize what that might mean. And I hate to put you on the spot, Gilad, but would you mind, or do you could you log in and possibly do a quick demonstration of maybe and give us an idea of what the auto posting feature is like and how that could benefit companies?
Yeah, sure. I can do that. Let me just have to log in to the screens here. 1 second.
And if you're just joining us, we're here with Mr. Gilad Salamander. He's the CEO of eClincher, and the eClincher is an amazing tool to help companies, small businesses, and entrepreneurs to manage their online social media presence and engage with their customers. And Mr. Gilad Salamander is about to demonstrate one of their unique features, a differentiator against some of the other social media tools in the marketplace. They have an auto posting feature. So we're excited to see that as soon as you're ready, Mr. Salamander.
Yeah, so just to quickly touch and show you a little bit about our tool. So you can see on the top, those are the main functions, the things that you can do with the tool. Just with publishing, obviously you can do new post, draft, and other posts, which I will show in just a minute or so. So if you're composing or writing a new message, a new post, you can select your profile, your page. You can select groups, Pinterest, LinkedIn. As you can see, there's Twitter, Facebook. I'm just going to pick a couple here, maybe two. So one is Facebook and one is Twitter. And so here, let's say we type in eClincher.com. So what will happen here, so we just type the URL for the website eClincher, and automatically the URL is being shortened with bit.ly. We're adding a title, which has been taken from the meta tag of the website. So essentially this message is already showing here below when you can see the post preview. And of course, post preview really helping you to understand how it's going to look like once you publish it. This is something, one of the key differentiators that we provide to our users. As you can see, even though I just typed the URL, eClincher.com, that's all I did. And if I publish it to Facebook or Twitter for that matter, this is how a post is going to look like. So here's the title, image, the header, and description of the site. So that's really a key for businesses. It's really important to see how their post is going to look like, how the campaign is going to come out. And so we're doing that by pulling in some of the information from each of those link or the website that you are typing into the message. You can also attach an image. So we provide over 600, in this case now it's 580,000 images. You can search for anything you like, or you can select any image. Let's say I select this one. So now I'm attaching an image to the URL, the eClincher.com. As you can see, the post preview automatically changes, and you can see the preview. There's no title now because we replaced the image that came automatically from the site with a manual image that we selected. We can also edit that image if you'd like. If you click on edit. And this is a very powerful tool. So you can do a lot of different things. You can add text, you can sharpen, lightening, change color, and do a lot of different things. Let's just say we're going to select the frame. Okay, and now I'm done. I'm going to do apply. And then I can do save. Okay, so now the new image will come in with the new frame. As you can see, it's already there. And what I can do, I can post it now, click post, or I can schedule for a future date. Let's say tomorrow at 4:25 at the schedule, and I can add multiple times, as you can see. So now you're having the schedule for the next couple of days, and I'm going to post it now by simply click post and schedule, and I'm done. There are other options within the publisher, and then also we have a smart calendar which really allows you to see the plan. So what is the plan? If you look at July as an example, those are my posts that are coming out for those two particular profiles or accounts. If I select all, you can see the calendar is going to be much busier than what you saw before. And each day you can see there are 41 posts are going out to social media, different channels, different profiles in social media. So that's very useful. By clicking on the day, you can see the preview for that day. You can edit and see that particular post or any particular post. So that's the publishing in a really short demonstration. Let me switch to other post. So other post, as I mentioned earlier, you have queues which are helping you to manage content. In this case, this is a Twitter queue, and you simply create a new queue by clicking new queue, and you can select, I want to create a queue for Twitter, Facebook, or other channels, including Pinterest. Once I created a queue, I can start adding manually. I can create a new post, or I can do bulk upload, and I can upload hundreds of different posts into that queue. The nice thing about it is that when we upload, let's say from Excel CSV file, let's say 200 posts, and that post containing a link, we pull in again the description, the image, and we allow you to edit that post with different images coming from that website. So that's pretty cool because very quickly and efficiently you can add new content, manage your content for each of those queues. And once you have the queue set up, then on the right side, you have the profile auto post scheduler. And let's say I'm going to pick eClincher Twitter. So here you can see this is my weekly schedule. And for Thursday, I have all those different times throughout the day. And let's say at 3:10, I'm going to pull from queue named Twitter 10, which is right here on the left, the next post in line. Okay, and then the next time, which is 6:25 a.m., I'm gonna pull the next one and publish it, and so on. So this setup is done once. You set it up for the entire week, and as you can see, every day has a different. You can have different schedule, and you can pull in from different queue. You can use multiple queues, as you can see. You might want to have a queue for evergreen post, promotional, sharing data, sharing articles, interesting articles, and so on. Once you set up the schedule, all you got to do is really set up the auto schedule to on, and you're all set. Everything will go automatically. Last thing I wanted to show you is the inbox. So when I click on inbox, I can see basically pulling in from different sources, different profiles and accounts. In this case, we have Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Google+. I have different type of messages. I have new followers, as you can see. I have different type of messages. I have comments, shares, direct messages, and so on. And I can, let's say if I click on direct message on Twitter, I can take care of that first and reply to people, which again, really helping in the engagement portion of social media strategy. You can respond to people very quickly. So that's pretty cool to get all the information very quickly into one place or multiple channels. We also have live feeds. So here's your favorite feeds, which essentially live feeds from each of those social network. Again, helping you with engagement. You can comment, delete, like, you can reply, and so on. We also have Feedly integration, Pocket integration, and RSS feeds as well. So all of those will help you curate content, and with one click, be able to share it and share it on social media. So yeah, so that's it in terms of demonstration. The tool is pretty easy to use. Signing up, it's once you get started, there's a free trial, of course. We're not requiring any payment information. We trust that the users will like the tool and will want to pay for the service. And then once they sign up with their username and credentials, they can simply add the different accounts and then check them to to start managing them, basically.
So that's a lot of information there. I mean, obviously, it's a very robust social media management tool, Gilad. The auto posting feature looks amazing. Maybe it's something that we need here to adopt at our own company. With all the developments you've already implemented, is it pretty much a completed product, or do you have other exciting new developments that are coming soon? Is there anything you can divulge with our listeners or watchers?
So I can't expose too much, but I can tell you that, as I mentioned earlier, complete solution. So we are listening to our customers, and we continuously develop and adding new features on a weekly and monthly basis. We are going to expand into content curation, allowing people search based on keywords all over the web and curate content, and then be able to add them to a queue in an automated way, and then to be able to share that content with their fans and followers.
Excellent. That's exciting news. I'm sure all the eClincher family and fans that are currently using that will be excited to be able to have that as a part of their social media marketing and management arsenal. With that said, there's always new trends, new developments happening in the world of social media. What do you predict are some of the future trends that will be happening in social media?
So yeah, I think the social media is going to continue to evolve, and more users, more consumers will spend more time throughout the day. It will be much more a bigger influence on their buying decisions, on their listening to their friends, recommendations, and so on. So social media is going to continue to grow. With that said, businesses are going to need something to manage that, and in addition to that, they're going to need something like a CRM tool, which is now it's really based on social media, because consumers are going to switch from the typical email or any other type of CRM system, which is customer relationship management, kind of a different communication tool, if you will, to communicate with our customers. Even today, you can see, United Airlines, they'll respond within an hour on social media if you ask a question, if you have an issue. So it's already happening with the large corporations, but we're going to see that continue to evolve and to penetrate to the smaller businesses, and essentially continuing to force the businesses to invest in social media strategy and tools, and be on social media to respond in a timely manner to their users, their consumers.
Well, Gilad, I appreciate you coming here. And if you don't mind, I want to ask you if there's anything else you'd like to ask. And while I'm about to ask that, if you could, there you go, stop screen share, that'd be great. And if you're just joining us, you're catching the very end of our social news interviews episode with Mr. Gilad Salamander, who has discussed the power of eClincher as a tool and a software to manage social media online. And with that said, is there anything else before we wrap up today's interview, Gilad, that you'd like to add?
Yeah, so first thing, I want to thank you. That's a great interview, and I appreciate the time and the questions. So I want to invite people out there, marketers, business owners, anyone that really is very active, or not even very active, but active on social media, to come to eClincher.com and try out the product. There's mobile app as well, so this is all part of the same package, same plan, and I'm convinced that they're going to be really impressed with the ease of use and the completeness of the product. That's something that's going to help them in the long run. And so we are confident with that. And so, as I said earlier, we provide a 14-day free trial. There's no need for payment. There's no need for any commitment, if you will. You can try the product, and I'm sure it's going to help with the social media strategy for all businesses out there. Yeah, so again, it's eClincher.com. Check it out.
Well, thank you very much, Gilad, for being our guest today. I hope our audience enjoyed the interview. And thank you so much again for watching another edition of Social News Interviews. My name is Eric Christopher. I've been your host today, and I look forward to seeing you on our next episode. Thanks so much.